Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing? Okay, so today we are going to be starting up with Wisman's World retry. I was going to. That's good. I was going to wait a second, but when I picked up the controller, it just opened it up. So, no waiting. That said, I haven't played this game before, so I don't know too much about it. What I do know is that the main character has three, like, fairy friends. I don't even know if there's an opener if you wait. Used to be you could let a game sit for a minute. And it would eventually do something. Or not. Like this. The world is rapidly collapsing. Witherest is a town where communication with the outside world has been cut off. 10 miles out. No problems. In search of the young wizard sets out on a journey. I get the feeling that the original song had vocals. I heard about this way back when and was interested. But there was no translation for it. There is no data in slot 1. Start a new game. There's some games where they ask you if you want to do it, and other games where they just drop you into it. Is that you, Gazelle? To what do I owe the rare pleasure of your audience? I presume the tidings you bear will be ill as always. You wound me, Adam. I am a citizen of the city, am I not? I believe I am entitled to raise matters of common interest with our Lord Archmage, aren't I? I see you are still yet to shed your thorns. It seems my vigilance has gotten the better of my courtesies. I have accustomed myself to expect matters of concern should you visit personally. Yeah, some games will ask you if you want to start a game, others just assume you do. Like Final Fantasy VI, for instance. If there's no save file, it goes straight into the game without giving you any options. Breath of the Wild is the same way. A cloak of cynicism to insulate yourself from being pricked by my thorns, perhaps? Come now. We're old colleagues, aren't we? Is that any way to receive a friend? Ho ho! And now you have me cornered. I suppose I have not but to bow my head apologize. Humility is an indispensable virtue of the esteemed Archmage Adam. He's AA. As is Prudence, which it appears you still possess in spades. I do indeed come bearing bell tidings. Of course you do. Well then, what is it exactly you have come to tell me? My, you are a bright one. You're just in time. Did you foresee yourself to be the next topic of conversation? A child? Giselle, it couldn't be. You seem shocked, though I suspect you've misconstrued the situation. He followed me home. It was only supposed to be one night. Here, you take him. Whatever did you assume that could have elicited such a reaction? Certainly not that you, of all people, would suddenly bear a child, if that is what you're implying. I thought that maybe you had actually succeeded in creating him. But indeed, it was a mere misunderstanding. Unfortunate as that may be. Our nascent forays into the creation of life are among dear memories of mine, Adam. But indeed, this child is not so. Ever seen the movie Nausicaa of the Wind, or read the manga? Although the movie really only covers the first manga. They would have had to make a list of remakes to make it happen. The movie's pretty much spot on. A spot-on recreation of the first book. I have the entire set, of course, because I've had 20 years to collect them. I found it in the forest. The forest? You don't mean to suggest that the boy is from outside? Who knows? We have been trapped in the city for more than a century, since the time of our elders. And in all these years, we have not once discovered a clue or trace of the world outside. The movie just is barely a tip off the iceberg. There is something like 12 plus books following that. If you do take the time to read it, I hope you enjoy it. So, they say they've been trapped in the city for a century. I had the idea for, like, a city that hides within the boundaries of a forest. There's one path that goes in safely, and one path that goes out safely. And neither one is obvious. Any other path, and the person is beset by dreams and hallucinations, to the point where they eventually wind up completely incapacitated by the forest. And if it were like a valley within a mountain, you could have something like 100,000 people who have no idea that there's a larger world outside. And if there's a constant pass of clouds or mist above them, we wouldn't see them either. And in all these years, we have not once discovered a clue or trace of the world outside. Uh, no idea. It's a concept more than an idea. But the way they describe it here made me think of that old concept. I might write something or I might not. I don't think it's a particularly uncommon uncommon concept, though. Indeed, like prisoners, we are inured by the dungeons that sprawl beyond the city. For more than 3 generations of expeditions, we have searched for a way to the outside, but to no avail. I am not so optimistic as to believe that after all this time, a clue from the outside world would simply fall into our laps. My thoughts exactly. Many have ventured into the dungeons to never return, but that does not mean they all perished. Some may have forged lives for themselves within them, and in those causes, it is not impossible for that they may have borne offspring. But the dungeons are hostile, and in their hardship, a group perishes, leaving only a child behind, to be stumbled upon by me. Well, that's my hypothesis anyway. In any case, we cannot be sure of anything until we ask the child itself. However, it seems to be yet incapable of speech. So, I will first need to see to its education. Isn't that right, little one? See to his education? You? Surely you of all people do not mean to say you intend to raise the boy. I do, in fact. Would that be so unthinkable? On the contrary, this is precisely what I came here to tell you. For better or worse, the one to find the child was me. In a case like this, I believe the responsibility falls upon me to cultivate it and supervise its development. Cultivate it? Supervise its